Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and the Washington football team just beat the New York Giants 22-7. They finished the season 7-10, and man, is Joe Judge a clown. We're going to be talking about that in today's video. I'll also give you guys an update on the Washington football team's draft pick, and we'll recap today's game pretty quickly. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And also go ahead and follow my Twitter, link in the description. Let's get right into the video. I know some of you guys are upset that we won this game because it does affect our draft order, but actually not as much as you guys think. We'll talk about that later, but I'm really happy we won because I just cannot stand Joe Judge, especially the comments he made before the game talking about, at least, our teammates aren't fighting on the sideline, calling us a clown show organization. Whatever he said, he's the clown, and I'm happy we ended up winning. And, maybe he gets fired. Who knows? I hope he does not get fired. I hope the Giants stick with him because, I mean, he is not a good head coach. Also, Washington wins 22-7. Really not that good of a game. Heineke wasn't great, 9 for 18, 120 yards. The good news, though, Gibson looked amazing in this game. 21 carries for 146 yards, 7 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Should have been more, honestly. He should have had 2 touchdowns and like 150 yards, but he slipped on that play. Jonathan Williams looked really good, 7 carries, 45 yards, 6.4 yards a carry. Patterson was all right, 6 carries for 21 yards. Carter also had a carry in there. I honestly think our running back core, if we re-sign J.D. McKissic, I'm actually, happy with our running back core. I would be fine if we did add a guy like maybe someone like Ronald Jones or a guy in the draft, because I do think we need to take away some of the workload for Gibson because he does get injured a ton. He really was never healthy this year. I mean, we saw 1 week off for Gibson this week. He just went crazy. Or last week he was out because of the virus, and this week, he got to heal up, and he just balled out. 21 carries, 146 yards, and he's over 1,000 yards rushing for the season. That's a huge accomplishment for him. I think there's only 6 or 7 guys that did it this year in the NFL, and to do it with all the injuries he dealt with this year, he wasn't amazing this year, but this is his second season. I'm happy with how he played. I still think adding another running back would be okay, but Patterson could take away some of the workload from Gibson next year, get a few carries, or we could add another guy as well. But I liked what Gibson did today. Probably his best game besides that Dallas game. He looked amazing today. And let's see, Terry McLaurin got over 1,000 yards. That was one of the main goals today. 4 catches, 93 yards. Also had a saved an interception as well. He could play safety out there. He really could. Had a 40-yard catch, 6 targets, and he really should have had that one that he broke up the pass. He was open. Heineke just sailed him by like 7 yards, and besides that, no one really did anything. Receiving wise, Patterson had 2 catches for 14 yards, and then John Bates had a catch. But I'm disappointed though. I'm disappointed Dyami Brown did not get a single target. He was barely out there. That upsets me a little bit because this is a meaningless game, and I understand get Terry his targets. He only got 6 though. It's not like he got a ton. I really think they could have gotten Dyami Brown involved a little bit, even if it was like a jet sweep. Like, we know DeAndre Carter can do that. We already had won the game. Give Dyami Brown something like that, a jet sweep, an end around, or get him involved somehow. That's something that I wish they would have done because I just want to see more from him, and they didn't really give him a chance to do that. Dax Milne also didn't really get a chance to do anything while Adam Humphries did. So that's just something that I thought on offense. Overall, offense was okay today. They scored 15 points, maybe 16 points because the defense had that pick 6. They were okay today. Offense was okay. Could have done a little bit better in the red zone. Earlier in the game, Cam Sims was wide open in the end zone for like 2 seconds. Heineke misses him. He waits too long and then throws a high ball that Cam Sims probably should have caught. But if you look, if you watch it, I don't even know if he was going to be able to keep his feet in bounds. So either way, it wasn't a good throw. And yeah, I mean, Heineke's got to be able to make that. And Cam Sims, I would hope he would be able to catch up, but still, even if he catches it, I don't know if he, keeps his feet in bounds. But Heineke just wasn't good today. There's not many things that he can get better at, but the biggest thing that can, definitely improve his game a decent amount is throwing the ball away quicker, and he wasn't doing that at all in this game. And he did it like once or twice at the end of the game. Man, like sacks kill you in this league. I mean, losing 8 yards and a loss of downs, that is like as bad as it gets, and he did that a few times. One of the sacks was on Cosme, but the other two were definitely on him, trying to do a little bit too much. He's a backup for a reason. I think he was playing because, obviously he's a starter, but he has an incentive where if he plays over 60% of the snaps and wins, he gets $125K, so that's good for him right there. I thought Cosme looked really good besides that one sack. Man, he is such a good run blocker. I really like what I'm seeing from Sam Cosme, and I think he can be a Pro Bowl right tackle, and I'm happy we locked down Charles Leno. I like this offensive line. Brandon Sheriff got pushed around a little bit. It was partly him, partly Heineke. Heineke held on to the ball a little bit too much, but man, right from the snap, Brandon Sheriff was getting driven back, and Keith Ismail, honestly, he was doing okay at times this year, but the last few weeks he's been awful as a run blocker, pass protector, and today had a terrible snap. And it wasn't like it was over his head. It was low. It was like to Heineke's right. Like that was just abysmal, and it got Heineke hit as well. So that could be a guy that we move on from, this next year, and maybe we get a center or a guard that can play both in like the mid rounds next year. Defense overall played great. I mean, you would expect them to play great against a team like the Giants, who are just awful on offense. Cole Holcomb was all right, 11 tackles. He played decent today. Jamin Davis had a really good game, in my opinion. He had that great play. I wouldn't call it great play, but it was an impactful play where he, stuffed the guy 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He was unblocked, so it's a play you expect him to make, but, he read it well, so that's great. A good play by him today. Jerron Payne was getting some pressure, 6 tackles, 2 QB hits. I thought Darryl Roberts was pretty good today. Got beat once, but with that Kenny Galladay play. But besides that, he was good. James Smith-Williams, good today. Half a sack, a tackle for loss, QB hit, and he had a batted ball as well. William Bradley King, same thing. He was good today. Jonathan Allen, another good game. Half a sack, 2 QB hits. I saw him at the end of the game. He was so mad because he was about to get, I think it might have been his 10th sack of the season, and he gets held by number 68, and they call it, but he was getting held all game. Jeremy Reeves didn't have a good game. He allowed that touchdown. Derek Forrest, I really liked what I saw from him. I like what Jack Del Rio, did, sending him on some blitz. You could see the acceleration that Derek Forrest had. I mean, he was just really getting to the quarterback. I had a quarterback hit, but I mean, if we look at the stats later on, I think you'll see he had some, 2 pressures or something like that, because I really like what I saw from him, and that, goes into, I really hope Cameron Curl is all right. You never like to see, they call it a knee injury. He didn't play the rest of the game. I don't want to speculate too much, but it could be a serious injury like an ACL, and I'm really hoping it isn't, because he's our second best defensive player. He had a good game when he was playing. Shaka Toney got half a sack. Good for him. He's been due for one. Bob McCain had a good game. 2 interceptions, almost had a third. He played a good game, and I think he's a solid free safety that you can pay. I'm fine bringing him back. I've said that for a while. One thing, Troy Apke, supposed to be a special teams ace, and Tress Waith does a beautiful punt, like right at the, inside the 3, probably at the 1. Troy Apke doesn't have to do anything. It'll be right there, and he pushes it to the back of the end zone. That was terrible. Casey Toole had a solid, he had a nice batted ball as well. We had a bunch of those. Bob McCain was good. 2 interceptions, had that pick 6. Good for him. DeAndre Carter, I want to bring him back. I think he's a great kick returner. Punt returner, though, I think we could find someone else, because he's had a little bit of an issue with ball security, but I just feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes he just doesn't know when to take it out, or, sometimes it's about to, he just doesn't take it at the right time sometimes. So that's just something I would say right there. And Joey Sly, another game, another perfect day for him. 3 for 3. So, I mean, Joey Sly, great season for him. And we better re-sign him. We better re-sign him. And yeah, let's get into real quick our draft position. One thing, man, Joe Judge, I think one time he's like, oh, a few weeks ago, or I don't even know, it might have been in his rant, like, oh, we're a team, we're a team that's never gonna quit. And of course, he's at his own like 6-yard line, or maybe even past that, and it's 3rd and 9, and he does a QB sneak. That makes no sense at all. No sense at all. That's the definition of quitting right there. Real quick, so we wanted today the Vikings, Browns, and Falcons to win. So good news, the Vikings won their game, and I believe the Browns won as well. I just want to make sure. I do think the Browns won, so that is 2 for 2. Yep, Browns won. That is 2 for 2, and if that happens, I think, we get the... So right now, I think we have the 11th. If the Falcons win, we have the 10th. So even though we won, we didn't even drop off that much. So that's good. That's good in my opinion. I think the win was well worth it. We swept the Giants after losing 5 straight to them, which is just pathetic. Just pathetic. But again, you guys saw how bad the Giants were, and if we were to lose to a team like that to end the season, I just couldn't live with that. I just could not live with it. Jake Fromm, 15 for 31, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And we did pretty well against the run, except for Jake Fromm, who averaged 10 yards per rush, 5 carries, 53 yards. But Barkley, he's been bad ever since his coming back from his injury, all of his injuries. They averaged 3.8 yards per carry, but their actual running backs 1.8 and 2.7. Their O-line is just horrific, especially in the run game. But yeah, that's it, guys. Ending the season 7-10, same amount of wins as last year. Doesn't really feel the same, but we had a first place schedule, a ton of injuries. But no, I mean, next year we got to be better. That's the case. We have to be better. Ron Rivera has to go all in for a quarterback this offseason. I need to see a different quarterback starting for us next year, or at the very least, draft a first-round guy this year. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys, had fun watching my content this season. Of course, the off season, I'm going to be posting every day. I'm creative in the off season. You guys can give me some ideas in the comments down below, but I have a bunch of video ideas in the next few weeks for you guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace, guys. Good season.